It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word.
We on a mission and that's bringing y'all the truth. You know the problem, but we get into the root. The devil watching, yeah, he always on pursuit. But Jesus is our rock, so we shall not be moved. We on a winning team, so we can't lose. We say facts, cause we hitting y'all with proof. Started from the bottom, now we standing on the roof. As God as our witness, we gon' make it to the moon. When you want the truth, the world be hiding it. This the real word, we providing it. We got Acee, BK, Truth, Rick Star, and we plan to make a movie like it's Pixar. We came a long way from the plantation. We just tryna save your souls from damnation. So if you down with the message, tune in every week. It will lead you to the message that you seek.
It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word.
Word. Shout out to everybody who's been watching. Shout out to everybody who's been supporting. This is the Real Word Season 5, Episode 2.
We live.
We thank you all for 3?
Yeah.
Thanks, man. My fault. Episode 3 of the 5th season. Tell everybody, I got a little chest cold. But shout out to everybody who's been supporting. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting the Real Word Ministry. Shout out to everybody that came out to our event Saturday. We gave out 300 coats. Shout out to our partners, New York City Code Cares, New York City Cares for always supporting us throughout the year. Shout out to all our corporate sponsors, Walmart, New York City Cares, everybody else that's been supporting us. Shout out to everybody that follows on Instagram at The Real Word Ministries Inc. That's The Real Word Ministries Inc. on Instagram. The Real Word TV on YouTube. That's The Real Word TV. The Real Word 7 on Facebook. That's The Real Word, the number 7 on Facebook. And we're also on the Brick Network every Tuesday and Thursday. Check your local cable listings. We on Verizon, Spectrum, and Optimum. Yes, so shout out to my 2 co-hosts.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Alexander Jean-Pierre, Kimmel Hall, BK Truth.
Alright.
Let's get into this, man.
Let's get into something most recent. Harvey Weinstein, he was recently convicted of some of the charges, not all the charges. A lot of people thought that he was...
Elaborate more for me.
Okay, so Harvey Weinstein, basically, he was a big Hollywood producer. He produced a lot of big films. He did Paid in Full with Jayz and Dame Dash.
That was a classic.
And one of the rumors is that Dame Dash slapped him for being disrespectful on the set. Basically, he used to tell girls, if you want to be in a movie, you gotta sleep with me. So that's how, I guess, he slept with a lot of girls.
That's how he got his body count up?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So basically...
Can't knock his hustle, man.
Yeah. So basically, he got me too, like Bill Cosby. When one comes out, a whole bunch of them come out. Yeah. So a lot of people were saying that he was gonna get off because of white privilege. Yeah. White privilege. He was facing charges up to life in prison, but he beat those charges. But I think he got a couple of years. So during his trial, just like how Cosby was trying to act like he was blind, this guy was walking with a walker, acting like he was an old man, he couldn't make it, and then
manipulating the system.
Yeah. And then as soon as he got found not guilty, like he started to walk regular.
Of course.
And then he was like, he's still sick, so he don't gotta go to Rikers.
Miraculous recovery.
Exactly. And so they did not send him to Rikers. Instead, they sent him to Bellevue, which is like a hospital for like criminals and the mentally insane. So he's just gonna stay there for a while. Then he'll probably get sent up north to like one of those rich people jails, basically, where it's just like a camp where they just chill out.
They go play golf, tennis and stuff.
Yeah, and you get a tablet and you can email people and stuff like that.
He's not going to jail.
Yeah. So what you guys think about that?
Unfair, but it's a game. The media to me is a game.
Yeah, and one of the things people were saying was that Oprah did not go after him, and a lot of people felt a way about that. It was like, how can she go hard at people like Michael Jackson? She went hard at, she was about to go hard at Russell Simmons, but Harvey Weinstein is like her friend, so she don't go hard at him. Or does Gail? Gail was talking about Kobe's rape accusations to Lisa Leslie after his death. And as we say, the accusation is the only thing he was found guilty of was cheating on his wife.
True.
So, you know, like
I feel maybe she don't care as much. I don't know. I feel like I had a pretty much, I wouldn't say an argument, but a discussion about like people don't seem to care fight as much when they don't care about the person. Like if I'm talking to a stranger and a stranger's coming at me, it's kind of like you don't give as much energy as if it was somebody like your woman, you know. Mm-hmm. She could get under your skin. So I feel like for the Oprah thing, it's like, you know, when it's your own people, they could get under your skin. In a weird way, you already know they're sick.
For real. I mean, that's how the industry is, though.
Yeah.
You don't get inside the industry.
It's not new anymore in the sense of like, we know it's corrupted and it's sick.
It's very corrupt.
I mean, we call it Hollywood.
Yep. Yeah. Hollywood ain't always sweet. You gotta pay the price.
So, what's next? What we got?
There's a couple other things. Drake dropped a new track, and in his track, he dropped a video. So in the video, he basically sampled "Song Cry" by Jay-Z, and he sampled "Superman" by Eminem. So a lot of people feel like he's paying homage to them, but Drake is also known as a biter. So in the video, they show him out in Marcy.
He got slapped up by Diddy because of all that stuff taken from people.
Yeah. So in the video, he's like outside of Marcy Projects. He's posting up.
Oh my God! I've seen that. Nah.
Yeah. So what you guys think about that?
He's frauding again.
Drake personally is like, he always made a living off other people's music, but his brand is just big, so it's like everybody already know he already has ghostwriters and everything. I mean, they still listen to him.
He's frauding again, man.
He's like a creator player. In 2K, when you just take all the best attributes from all of the players and then you create your own player, that's Drake.
What do y'all feel about what KD said? Say that Drake should be in the top rappers conversation, as in ever, like with Jay-Z, Tupac, Biggie, all of them.
Based on accolades, he do.
I think every single one of his albums went platinum. You know,
accolades, yes.
Multiple platinum records. He's always been relevant. He always has hits. He has the biggest hits.
The accolades is always going to be.
You can't take those out, bro.
Yeah.
You got to.
We all know you got
ghostwriters. Let me tell you.
That's like saying, oh, is LeBron better than Jordan, but you don't look at their stats and their rings. Come on, bro. You gotta look at the stats.
You can't say LeBron better when he's not.
But that's not the reason why I would even say LeBron's better either. Or I'm not gonna say LeBron's better. Like that's my personality wise. I like what LeBron does, but fourth quarter I don't like who LeBron is in the fourth quarter.
I'm right with you. Pass the ball to Kyrie.
But I feel like that's the same way with Drake. I feel like I like his hits. He got plenty of hits.
But he's still gonna be in the Hall of Fame.
And he's gonna get there because it's a different time. I feel like they just
he got the accolades.
But the numbers, it's easier though now to get those type of numbers for these people.
I mean, like if you have like sports,
music.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
I don't think so.
It's not easy.
When Drake was blowing up,
1 billion streams equals to $1 million, and people not getting 1 billion streams like that. Yeah. Even now, right? Like we recently put up. Well, I recently put up the Real Word podcast on Apple Music, Spotify, and iCloud. Check it out, the Real Word podcast. And I put that up since I think maybe September, November. I got about 600 streams, and I have over 100 and I think 16 episodes on there so far. Yeah. So it's not easy, you know.
Like you got to get the man credit with his dude.
Well, he's not doing crazy numbers like going platinum in a week and stuff like that.
He's done it before, but no one's going platinum. No one's going platinum in a week
because they not hitting no more.
Drake is still the best-selling artist of our decade. Period.
Yeah.
This decade, yeah.
This decade, last decade.
Period.
The last 3 decades.
Nah.
Yeah.
Well, not fully.
And I think
before the last 2, he was competing with Lil Wayne.
Between 2000 and 2010, whose era is that?
It was him and Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Drake came out like at the end of that.
I don't think so, bro.
He didn't come out at the end.
I don't think.
But even let's say
Okay, fine. If it wasn't Drake, then who was it? Who would you say it was?
From 2000 and 2010?
Yeah, who was it? I can't even think of it.
I would say after 50 and Unit broke down, it's been Drake, bro.
Yeah, it's Drake.
Nah, I'll give it to Lil Wayne before.
Lil Wayne had.
Lil Wayne
you
put
have to
on
understand,
Drake.
Lil Wayne was on mixtapes when he was hot and as Future. He only had like maybe 3 good albums after that. The
Thank
Carter,
Me Later was a good album?
He had the Carter 3, the Carter 4, and the Carter 5.
Yeah.
And that was about it. And then he became a crackhead and he was just done after that. I think Thank Me Later was a decent album. Like, it was okay. I thought
we were talking about in terms of hits and controlling, like...
Drake's been active since 2001, according to Wikipedia.
Yeah, but when did he blow up? Drake didn't blow up till I was in high school, so...
No, he blew up before that. We was in middle school, he blew up.
Yeah, I probably was. I feel like I was in junior.
I was in elementary school and he was...
We would say he blew up when Thank Me Later. That's 2010.
Yeah, see,
2009.
2009.
2009 and up, we could say.
Yeah, that's what
So
he wasn't there for that.
For the last decade, though, that's 10 years.
Yes,
that's
one
2.
decade. Y'all said y'all was like 1, 2.
All right, from 2010 to now, he's been the man. 10-year run, bro. That's a long time.
It's not even that exciting like it was before.
Exciting.
It's not like an album.
But it doesn't matter. He got the platinum records and all that to prove it.
It's not an album though. It's
Yeah,
like Drake doesn't have a classic album. That's what I'm saying.
I think
to be the best rapper, I feel like you gotta have a classic album. I mean, an album that
Not today's generation.
that's
I like
what I'm saying.
I like Take Care. I think Take Care was cool for me.
Yeah.
It's because there was a situation that I was going through, and that album resonated with me. Take Care. So
memorable.
Because certain albums define what you're going through during that part in time of your life.
True.
And sometimes you can hear a song that brings you back to that moment. You understand?
I definitely
So,
understand.
Okay.
Yeah. Drake rode that wave for so long. Like when Tuscan Leather came out in the wintertime and you put on that jacket and you went in the cold, you felt it, bro.
From that album, I'll say started from the bottom. That was fun.
Everybody thought he was...
But that was fraud too, son.
Nah, you can't say Drake wasn't big. Come on. He came out with... When he was on the song with South.
No, I never said he wasn't big. What I said was like, he's like, to me, like a LeBron. Like, I feel like he never fully finished. I feel like he wasn't giving you classic album after classic album. He was giving you hit after hit.
So what about Kanye? What's his classic album?
Kanye albums?
What's a classic album for Kanye? I know he got classics.
Dropout, Late Registration,
What are you gonna say?
Graduation.
Would you put Kanye in front of Jay-Z?
Honestly, in my time growing up, I liked Kanye's music more than Jay-Z in the sense of I like Jay-Z's rap. He was a better rapper, but Kanye's message, when they were both around, was like I felt Kanye's message more. It was more relatable to my life, you know.
I can say that.
Yeah.
I can say that. I can say I wasn't really into Jay-Z until he blew up and you had to acknowledge Jay-Z. Because I grew up on Nas because I'm a thinker, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Nas was always the one that like, yo, regardless of the situation, like think bigger than where you at.
Exactly.
Jay-Z was more like, I'm a drug dealer, I'm getting money, I get girls, now I'm getting even more money. Ha
It
you
wasn't
broke, I'm getting
always
money.
like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't always.
I'm not saying that's all he was, but I felt like that was his image.
He
I
did
sold
it to
drugs.
sell.
I sold drugs. I get good-looking girls. I got more money now, and I'm the boss. I feel like,
That was his way to pull you in. Yeah, that was how
But
he
switch his image.
but I'm saying it didn't pull me in. It just felt like, okay, who's this old dude bragging about his bread? Like, you mad old. You
But
supposed
that's
to have
what rap-
bread. Like,
Exactly.
But that's what rappers do. You brag. Even Drake is bragging.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like Nas bragged like that. I felt like Nas was more so
That-
teaching
yeah.
people.
I
And
felt
Nas
that.
was more like, yo, elevate your mind. Even though you're broke, you don't have to be poor.
Yeah.
Because broke is your pockets, poor is a state of mind.
Yeah.
To me, it's like, okay, yeah, these 4 walls of the projects, I'm looking out my project window, but one day I'm going to become bigger than all of this.
Yeah.
And I felt like Nas was always relatable till this day than Jay-Z. I feel like Jay-Z's like somewhere in the top of a skyscraper, looking down, and Nas is like on the corner,
Sit
drinking
down
Henny,
with
smoking a
Roger
split with
Goodell.
you. Like, you understand? Like,
Yeah.
that's the different.
Well, for me being a fan of Jay-Z's music, it was more so the way I received it was in the same way of like elevate your game. And Jay-Z, his first album had Reasonable Doubt had Can't Knock the Hustle, and since then Jay-Z's been on the same. I say he even says it in some of his songs, not the radio hits, but the album hits. There's like small songs where it's like, this is a boring song, but when you listen to what he's saying, it's like he'll tell you like, I dumbed down for my audience to double my dollars. Like,
he said that.
He said, I can't help the poor if I'm one of them. He's like, I'm trying to help y'all by, doing whatever he does.
Exactly.
And
we can see that. I mean, I can see that, but
I get what you're saying, though.
Jay-Z started clicking. Okay, when
After
Jay-Z
he
did
retired from me.
Hard Knock Life, I understood that because I knew people who was from RC Projects and like, yo, Jay-Z's like a hero to them. I said, all right, he's making Hard Like Life. I could see that, but it wasn't until like he started doing this mafioso, I'm rich thing, and then he said that show me what you got, little lady.
Oh, when it came back.
Yeah, that album, and then he's in a video with a bunch of white people, and I'm like, I can't really feel that. You understand?
You didn't appreciate how he came back.
Yeah, he was just like an old dude bragging about money. He might be like one of the old dudes in a suit. That like he's better than everybody else.
He said that wasn't his favorite album either.
Exactly. But I felt like that was the vibe that he was giving off. Like I'm this old dude in a suit that's better than everybody else. Nas gave off the vibe that I'll sit on this corner with you and I'll help you build. Like that's how I felt. So I always resonated with Nas more. You understand? Like that was just me. Like you could be a hood dude, but if you a hood dude with some kind of knowledge, you could rise above it and still help your people. And
that's what he was pushing.
And that's what I applied to my own life. Like you understand? Like I went to school, I got an education, I kept getting educated, and whenever I can help my people, I help my people. I don't be like, yo, look at me, I'm getting bread, haha, you broke. Like, nah.
That's been in the music industry for a while, too. That whole haha, you broke, I'm not. That's pretty much the music.
What's the turn any day?
Yeah, how do y'all feel about music now, man?
How do I feel?
Like, I was talking about it with my lady, trying to make music myself, and I'm like, there's no songs to sing to girls. You can't talk to the girls in the car.
Music don't feel the same no more.
Yeah.
No love.
They said R&B is dead. A lot of people be saying R&B is dead right now.
It's dead. It's truly dead.
I think it could come back, man.
Most R&B dudes started rapping, like Trey Songz, Chris Brown. Like they try to be thugs because that's what girls like now.
I don't know what happened.
That's the new.
I don't know what happened to those two. Trey Songz just retired.
Chris Brown dropped the album like 30 songs on it.
I don't know how Chris.
I mean, when you're a rapper, you're not really retired.
You come back when you want.
Yeah. You can come out that show.
Yeah.
They had kids. Chris Brown recently had a son, and Trey Songz recently had a kid too on the low. So that's why they probably chilled out. Like they grew up. It was like, you know what?
They had the son.
And there's no like new people that came and took their spot.
No new R&B. There is, but they're like very low. They're not. No hits.
It'll take a long time before you get back.
There was that one kid, Jacquees, who was saying King of R&B now. Everybody laughed at him. And it was like, yo, this dude's wildin'. But then again, perfect example is Lil Wayne. When he said he was the best rapper alive, everybody laughed at him.
You gotta believe in yourself to that point, I guess.
Everybody can sing, but there's only certain people.
You're supposed to let your numbers talk for you, your music talk for you. But
Lil Wayne numbers talk for him.
Lil Wayne was in rap too, so rapping is more like braggadocious anyway.
One thing I learned about in life is from the book of Genesis, it said that at the beginning it was the Word and the Word became flesh. So it says that there's power in the Word. Like there's power.
It's a spell.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It really is a spell.
There's the power of life and death in the tongue. So something I heard today that was profound was that everything that you are, you was already. It's just that you are now manifesting it and making it true. So when you say things out your mouth, you say it first into the universe and then you become it. It's almost like, I'm becoming this and now I'm showing the world. It's like the kid that and got smart like, yo, I'm gonna become a doctor one day.
Yeah.
And they say it every day, and then everybody around them reminds them like, don't forget, you're supposed to be a doctor.
Exactly.
And then one day they think
It keeps
become
them
a
on this
doctor.
path.
Like, yo, you're the doctor because that's what you always wanted to be.
Yeah. Now, when you totally right. Words could cast spells.
Yeah, because it was always in you. That's what Jay-Z said. You was who you was before you got here. The only thing you changed was the top layer.
Yeah. You can change the word spell to influence.
Black Album was a special album.
But a lot of us don't have the ability to reinvent ourselves. I feel like
We all do have that.
I think it's like
It's
mental blocks. I
Yeah,
guess.
like we all have the ability. It's just a mental.
I feel like I go through it myself sometimes. Like there's certain things it's just like I can't get over, or
some
it
people,
keeps coming back. I guess.
yeah, some people minds is just be in a deeper hole than others.
true. They said that our minds is filled with dopamine now because of social media. It feeds you all these. It feeds you all of these things,
Social media, sugar.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get the rush now. Like
and then it distracts you, and it makes you focus on different things instead of one thing. Like they all say, a jack of all trades is a master of none.
You don't know what social media was created for.
Yeah. It's like a lot of people be like,
distract us.
they were like, oh, you're doing a lot. I'm like, I'm doing a lot, but everything that I'm doing is connected.
Yeah.
Like the show promotes the business, and it gives us a platform, and it
It's all
promotes everything that we're doing.
It's all for the same tree. You know?
Yeah. And then me preaching is like where people could see me in person. Like they could come and see me in person.
Exactly.
And then it's like I'm talking to the conservative people now. If I talk to the general people, I talk to on the show.
Yeah.
And then it's like, yeah, I got 9 to 5, but during my 9 to 5, I'm helping people just like in my personal company. I'm helping
And then
people.
promoting the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah. And it's like whatever connections I get in my personal, I can use it for my private company.
Like,
Exactly.
yeah, I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman.
That's what I am.
Exactly, and that's why the other day, like, I had to sit with the board at my church and I had to explain to him. It's like, yo, because his lady was like, yo, like, God's gonna bless you. Don't turn things too much into a business. I'm like, what are you talking about? A church is a business. We're sitting on a board right now.
Exactly.
We're a board of directors running different departments within a business.
They
Exactly.
don't look at it like how
Like-
we look at it.
They don't.
Like, or maybe they're not trying to make us look at it that way. Because people serve with two hands, and some people don't let the left hand know what the right hand is doing.
Exactly.
It's like, I'm giving you this, here, eat it. Eat this
They don't know
chitlins,
what it's
and the
gonna
whole
do to
time
you.
I got cheesecake on the other hand. But you think I'm eating good because I'm getting chitlins, but I never had cheesecake.
Exactly.
And they're holding out the cheesecake.
Yo.
And
Yeah, like, all
sometimes
you
you'll
need
never
is
get
this.
some cheesecake.
We gonna get us some cheesecake, man.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
They hate you when you're getting cheesecake. They feel away because they feel like it's supposed to be just them at the table.
Yep.
That's why you gotta make your own space.
That's why they tell you.
Make your own history.
Always.
Why you guys think that the old heads is so threatened by the young people? Whenever the young people try to grab a seat, they feel so upset about it.
I feel like we gotta take it from them. I don't know.
No, it's more like envy, bro. It's like when older heads, they never want to pass the. They honestly, a lot of older heads never really want to pass the torch. They might say it
They
verbally,
got pride, you know.
yeah, but like pride could kill you. You kill your own self with this pride.
Sure.
If you just keep holding that pride, it's just gonna ball up, and then
Especially if the person that's younger than you is stronger, faster, smarter,
yeah.
and he can hurt you
Because,
legally
like,
and illegally.
The one
You-
problem I
you're in
think,
trouble.
the one problem elders have is like they think like just because they're older, they have more knowledge when knowledge is never about age.
It's experience.
Yeah, and it's about study too.
Mhm.
So it's like you probably could be 16 and you could be smarter than somebody that's 50 and he could be a whole pastor.
True.
But what's gonna happen most times? The pastor gonna be like, this 60-year-old expect me to listen to him. It's like he coming to church every day, preaching, talk about never look down on others, but once he finds somebody that's
put him in that situation.
Yeah, it's like he be like, whoa.
His pride start kicking. He's like, I can't just let him.
I can't just let him take my position like that.
But they did it to Jesus, right? Because he was a kid when he started first preaching in the synagogues, and it was like, who's this kid? And then when he got a little bit older, they asked him, who gives you the right to preach like this? And then they was basically asking Jesus, who ordained you? Who gave you the right to talk like this? And he was like, who gave John the Baptist the right to baptize people? Who ordained him? And in Jewish law, basically, John the Baptist was known as a prophet. Like, he prophesied and he baptized people and he got people to confess their sins and to change their life around it. And he was well respected because of the way he lived his life. Everyone knew him as a righteous man and as a prophet.
Yeah.
But he said, regardless of how righteous or clean you think I am, there's going to be one that comes after me that's so great, I won't even be able to tie the laces of his sandals. And that person that he was prophesying about was Jesus.
Yeah.
So basically, they're saying like, yo, who ordained you? Who's your OG? But their OG doesn't call Jesus the OG of OGs. But they didn't want to admit that, so they just didn't say nothing.
They pressed Jesus instead.
Basically, like, you could, it doesn't matter what you try to do. You could wear their shoes, but you'll never fulfill them.
Yeah. And something happened like that to me in real life, where they were basically saying that I wasn't present for a meeting, but the meeting never happened. But one of the people that was in the room with us when we was talking, he was supposedly at that meeting. So I was like, yo, that meeting, did that not happen? And the person was like, yeah, that meeting happened. It happened upstairs. I saw it. I said, okay, so who was there? Because I'm in that department and I was at the meeting. And then I was like, wait, you in the department too? Were you at this meeting? And the guy looked left, he looked right. And he just like wiggled in his chair and he was just like, and he pulled the move from the Bible, literally the move from the Bible. He didn't want to say yes, he didn't want to say no, so he just sat there.
Scripture. He's just looking.
So it's like scripture keeps repeating itself over and over and over. That's why they like
nothing new under the sun.
That's why they say read your Bible, because then that's why I call it the real word, because it's the word of God being applied to the real world today.
Yeah, like if a lot of people take the time out their day to read their Bible,
this is interesting story.
Way more smoother for them.
Yeah, and it's like I've mastered everything. Like I got the degrees from school, I got the degrees from the street.
You always be.
I do feel like our generation is a little different. I feel like we're more well balanced than everyone else. I feel like there's like too much gangster, where they're like too dangerous.
Some people are. Some people
I think we came to the point. I think when we have too much power. Because like now we just feel like, oh, I'm an adult. You can't speak to me.
Thinking too above somebody.
Yeah.
Social media, I think, does that too, you know.
And it all starts with the household. Everything always starts with the household.
Yeah.
Lessons taught from young.
But some kids,
or
man,
lack of lessons.
They get crazy with their mouth and they need a spanking, bro.
Yeah.
Like, spanking. The other day, my kid was like, you can't spank kids. It's illegal. I'm like, who told you that? And then told you that. And then my mom was like, he told me the same thing. I still spank his little She was like, yeah, I'm going to show you illegal.
I'm not even going to hold you. I just be like, yo, you better pray they get here before I'm done. Go ahead. Here's my phone. Try it.
Especially if you live in a black neighborhood, they're not showing up. You got to call like 4 or 5 times. They're not showing up.
Gonna have to crawl to the phone. They're like, why y'all not coming?
What neighborhood you live in, bro? Yeah, we'll be there in an hour.
There was a video recently of a cop, and it was like, that's what cops doing. He came out his car, he turned the flashlight, he looked left, he looked right, he went back in the car and drove off. He was like, yeah, the scene is clear, and then he dipped off. It was like, this is what police officers do. I'm like, yo, we've been using this already.
Not all of them are heroes.
Some of them are though, but some of them like, nah, they're not doing nothing.
You know, they just saying low key.
Just there for the position.
What you guys think about this, right? Kanye recently is getting beef with the LGBTQ LMNOP community because it was supposed to be a transgender fashion show in Paris, and they canceled it so he could have one of his religious services, and so now they mad. Like, what do you guys think about that?
They sensitive. I'm tired of it. Not everything's an attack on y'all. Like,
it's really just politics.
Yeah, they just want attention. I feel like that's how they get put up. I'm tired of it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
They just want you to talk about
At what point
gender and
keep talking
religion.
what they said in the book to keep making it be mentioned?
Yeah, so like you could go on social media, but you don't know once a celebrity posts something, it's like everybody want to talk about it. So like, if you're gonna talk about
they want to be involved.
So if you're gonna talk about the church, then you're gonna talk about LGBT. So it's like they're at the highest peak. Everybody talking about them. They trying to murder them.
How did they even become a team? That's like a team of just.
They said Dave Chappelle broke it down the best.
Yeah.
He said it's like they all decide to get into one car together and just ride out. He said the gays are driving the car because the gays are rich white men mostly. He said in the passenger seat is the lesbians, the L's. He said all the way in the back seat is the transgenders.
Yeah, I don't think they're in the back too.
And then he said
they like the pets.
He said the bisexuals are like right in the back, and he said, and they're just driving, you know, they're just driving. He said everyone likes the lesbians, the gays, like we've grown used to them, but the transsexuals,
they're not used to that one.
Yeah. Shout out to Eric Jean Baptiste. He said he likes the new arrangement. Thanks, brother. We appreciate you for always supporting, always showing love. Like now we doing it boardroom style with the long table. So shout out
to start playing cards, man.
And shout out to everybody that's watching. Shout out to everybody that's watching on the check-in today, man. Shout out to all of you guys. Yeah. I feel like I'm gonna say this. I feel like there's always gonna be a level of respect. You understand? Because humans are humans. But at the same time, I feel like, you know, your personal life is your personal life. Yeah. Like
nobody
that's your sexual preference.
It should be private.
So if that's what you choose to do, then that's fine. But it's like, don't try to force it on other people and
force it on other people's kids
and don't
culture.
Force it on kids. Like
that's the worst part of it.
That whole kid thing, man.
And we know how some of them started from rape, so we can talk about that. They didn't come up on the right way. Like y'all are really attacking the kids.
Yeah, we all born one gender.
Yeah, they putting them into kid shows now, you know?
Yeah, that's
Sesame Street.
That's the new agenda.
No, they need to stop.
You gotta watch it. You gotta watch what your kids
Why can't be the agenda give back our 40 million for black people?
40 million?
Oh, I'm sorry, billion.
You mean 400 billion? Really, that's why they don't want to pay reparations, because it's gonna be too much. You know, and they think that black people won't know what to do with that much money.
We'll be good.
That's just what it is. You understand? It's like
we'll be good. We lived without them before.
But they think that black people are gonna be drug addicts and this and that and blah blah.
They're drugs.
Yeah. One of the most profound things that I heard recently was the fact that when the movie Wakanda came out, all black people had so much pride in a fictitious movie about these black people that were super smart and super advanced in mathematics and technology. Yeah. Matter of fact, it was D.L. Hughley that said that. He said the crazy part about it is mathematics, technology, and everything was created by black people. The ancient Egyptians was mummifying people and doing open heart surgery, open brain surgery thousands of years ago. Facts. So it's like you forgot who you were, almost.
And they said they took our history away, and it's kind of like, I feel like it's a vibe, man. You can still feel that we are powerful people. You know? Yeah, bro. I feel like even the most,
they all started in the library.
But it's not because of black women, because black women is the ones that's getting all the degrees, graduating from college, getting all these good jobs, and they're getting next to white men. Yeah. But us black men are ending up in jails doing foolishness, and we're falling off.
More so we've been attacked too.
But the more good the black woman does, the harder it is to find a man on the same level as her.
Because the men are already starting behind, already in a way, by taking out our leaders, right?
Yeah, women have a hard time to look back.
Put your button in the middle, bro. Yeah, it should be good.
Like most women in today's generation, like a man could build a poor lady from scratch, but a woman, she'll tend to have a harder time to do
Because
that.
they said only a man can really make a man, you know, and a man and like the Bible says. I was telling my lady this too. The Bible says women are punished to give birth for the rest of their life, and men are punished to work for the rest of their life.
Yeah, so it's like when they finally get the opportunity to get the upper hand, it's like they're gonna grab it.
Yeah.
They're not gonna let go.
And I feel like for men, it's important for us to lead the household. That was pretty much our curse. I feel like if a man is not leading the household, or even so, if a man is like, you know, the woman is, like you said, too powerful for him, I feel like there's like an imbalance there. It's not gonna work out.
He starts to feel inferior, and most times he beats up the women. He beats up the woman.
And then it gets even worse, because then the women start to go to the white man.
But all of that could be avoided
With our growth system, I feel like we need
it's the titles.
Honestly, to live comfortably, you need a joint income of at least $100,000 in the home.
Yeah.
To be middle class, 150,000 to live comfortable.
That's a good cut.
Which means you need at least a bachelor's degree to make 50, 60,000. That's starting. Most of the time when you graduate college,
a lot of time at one job.
yeah, most time when you graduate college, they start you off at like 40, 45, 50, around there.
Yeah.
That's like starting mid to entry level.
That gets your apartment.
Yeah. So like if you're decent at 50, she's at 50, then when you get your master's, then that's when you go to 60, 70, and then you put your 10 years in.
Live the American dream.
Yeah. And then you put your 10 years in, eventually you hit the 100,000, because people think in their head you get 100,000 coming out of college. That's a lie. That's the biggest lie that they sold people.
You still gotta
That's not true.
Yeah, you don't get 100,000 until you've been on the job for at least 10 years.
That's what I've been. You gotta put in the work.
It could be any job, because even you could be a cop and you're a cop for 9 years. You can make 120,000 just by being a cop.
For that amount of time.
Because you move up, you'll become lieutenant and sergeant,
Yeah.
and then you start getting paid more with overtime, putting in work. You get your.
It's more growth opportunity.
Yeah, as long as you get a. Here's the thing, guys. As long as you get a decent paying job, at least 45, 50, 55 to start, and you don't have kids yet, and your girl's making that much, so that's at least 100, 110
in the home.
coming in the home, and then you got a job that's benefits, dental, medical, and 401k. Then you save at least 10, 20,000. You buy your first house. Then you start building money.
Yeah.
If you could buy a rental property, then you get
the game.
and then you get passive income. Now you got your regular money coming in, and you got an extra 1,000, and or the person that's living on the first floor pays your mortgage now.
Nice telling you how to flip it.
Yeah, and then you hold it down for 15, 20 years. Your house is paid off. Now you got wealth. Once you die, you pass it on to your kids. You make sure your kids go to college or get a decent job so that they can keep the house up and pay the taxes. Because most of the time the houses be paid off, but these Negroes don't got a job, so they can't pay the taxes. They're going to come and take the bread.
And he told you the negatives.
Yeah, so, you know, they said that's why they haven't been able to gentrify Canarsie. Because Canarsie, most of the houses are black owned by West Indian people.
Yeah.
West Indian people, they're going to say, go to school or get a job. You ain't going to just hit or spin around and just chill. No.
Yeah.
Because your parents either work hard, most West Indian moms, either home health aide or nurses, and most West Indian pops either drive a bus, do construction, or drive cab.
Most definitely drive a bus. Especially in Canarsie.
Yeah, and they work, you know, and those
They
are
work
decent.
long hours.
Yeah, and those are decent 50, 60K salaries. They put it together. Now they building wealth. Like
And
they
manage
can
their
start
family.
flipping. Exactly. If you bust a lick or you get a lawsuit here and there, then you get 2 cribs. Now you up.
Get a lawsuit, you lit.
Yeah. And you can retire. You can retire, set out both your cribs and move to Long Island, and you let the superstar G you down. You become a bougie Haitian. Long Island.
Like, start watering the grass.
Like I'm retired.
Hi, big bro.
That's the Haitian dream, bro. You become Like you get a nurse wife, you get a decent job as a man, you move to Long Island and you just chill out.
Yeah, man, he said you become a superstar. You go to Long Island.
Bro, that is the dream for them.
Yeah, bro. Haitian people, you tell them that you live in Long Island, you a superstar in their head.
You think you live in a mansion?
Yeah, bro. And I thought it was just Haitians, but once I started learning other cultures, they think the same thing. Like once you live in Long Island, you rich. And if you move to Manhattan, then you billionaire.
You own a big time business.
Now you got the rest of your family bringing down. Hey, remember?
Start getting a phone call like, big city boy.
WhatsApp is gonna be blowing up. All this your WhatsApp is gonna be blowing up, bro.
You in the city?
It's not where you on T-Buck going.
And that's why a lot of people be thinking that you gotta get some big job, you gotta pull some crazy scam to like build wealth. Like no, like really,
It's a slow route.
all you gotta do is pay your taxes, get a woman that got decent income, and come together. Like that's how you start building wealth.
Yeah.
Two incomes together, because you can't really do it on your
Right
own.
one.
Not in America anymore.
That's-
Unless you got the juice.
That's why they give a single black mother welfare. Like you don't need this black man. Stay right here. I'm gonna take care of you, but I'm gonna keep you at this level. Because once you go up, you no longer qualify for benefits.
Yeah.
I feel like another reason too is the black men community is going, I guess, decreasing in a way. Like we're like not on the come up. It's because they're making us lazy.
They're not getting jobs, bro. There's three kind of black men,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna break it down. There's the black man that's a criminal. He's a career criminal, in and out of jail all his life.
Yeah.
Like he's either shooting pieces, dealing drugs, stealing, or robbing, or killing. But he's a career criminal. He's like a 50-year-old crip. We all know these guys. Like they started banging at like 30 years old after junior high.
You know, he just got out, right? Yeah. I thought did he just go in?
Oh no,
Those
back
are the
inside.
Those are the dudes that wait till wintertime, find a girl at a project apartment, and seat her up so they can have a place to stay in the wintertime. Like,
That's exactly what he put
Let's
it.
say
Like-
a movie.
like there's dudes like that. Then there's a second black guy. The second black guy, you know, he lives off of a girl. You know, he does just enough. You understand? He's chilling, and he's like, yo, I'm here. So don't yell at me, don't scream at me. I'm working my 9 to 5. I'm chilling. Chill out.
Facts. He's
Trying
not.
to
He's
get
not.
my life started.
And then there's the third guy. The third guy is the overachiever. The overachiever, he's gonna have a wife at home, but he's gonna have side chicks. His wife can't complain because he makes enough money. She understands.
Like, I'm not gonna leave that.
She understands. That's why. Look at the stats of most billionaires. You don't see most billionaires on their second, third, or fourth marriage.
True.
Because
They
most,
never.
because most billionaires is like
I don't even understand how that works. Like,
because they don't have time for their wife, and their wife complain and whatnot, and then
they're
they
like,
feel like I'm paying for everything. What you complain, I'm giving you this life.
Yeah.
And
True.
some women they take it like okay.
some women want
no,
attention.
I'm tired
but-
of it. And
Yeah,
then, but some women they play the cut. They're like, I'm not complaining. Hold it down.
Yeah.
They're like, he's gonna be a man, but eventually he's gonna get tired, and I'm gonna be here.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
that's-
how they feel like.
Yeah.
What is the best woman then? Is that the best woman? Letting the man, you know, try to hustle and do all he gotta do to bring in the food for the family, or
I'll let you answer that. Now give my opinion.
I mean,
does it have to be both of them working? What's the best route? Like, how can
everybody got different opinions of what's the best route. Some people don't mind just sitting back in the cut. Some they want their home.
True, they want to put their own foot in.
Yeah, so it really all depends on the type of person you be. If you're dealing with a lazy person, then most likely they don't mind laying back in the cut. But if you dealing with somebody like who has like
Ambition,
self-respect, then they want their own because they will never feel like they're
So it
them.
depends on the woman.
Yeah, I think it does depend on the woman. The ideal, I would say, is a well-educated, is a balance. You know, you graduated college, she graduated college. You come from a
Equals.
family that like had some kind of ownership. She came from a family that got some kind of ownership. Like you're working towards something, she's working towards something.
You can't get that pair too often. That's a good pair.
You can.
That's
can.
a good pair.
But it's not easy though.
When I met my wife, like her mother had ownership. You know, I come from a family with ownership.
How many years it took you to find that, bro?
But the thing is, when I met my wife, she thought I was a hood dude. She used to brag about all the stuff that she had. And I used to just sit back and laugh because growing up, I didn't used to tell people about the stuff I had because that can get you robbed or shot.
Exactly. So I'm like, you never supposed to say.
I didn't develop that habit.
So she didn't really. So she's like, oh, I got a bachelor's degree and this and that, and I'm like, oh, all right, that's cool. I'm like, most of the people around me got bachelor's degrees.
We were good kids.
Like, we used to go to college together, you know.
Facts.
So it's like
We were good kids.
I was like, all right, that's cool. And she's like, oh, I got a car. I'm like, all right, most women don't have cars, but that's cool.
That's
you got
true.
a car, you drive, you're independent.
Yeah.
So it's like,
had a little clap.
so I'm like, that's cool.
The independent girls is the best ones, though.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, cool.
But
But
I'm very proud of them. In today's generation, most girls is not independent.
yeah, that's true. But the only thing about a woman that don't need you but she wants you, sometimes it's gonna be a power struggle sometimes.
Yeah, because it feels like since she's been so independent for so long.
We need each other though. That's why I hate.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, independent.
It gets to
yeah.
It gets to the point where it's like you feel like I already achieved all of this by myself. Like, why do I need you for?
But then she feels that you feel that same way sometimes.
That's why
At
both
the
of y'all
end of
gonna have to come down and realize.
Remember, we get better. You get better when we're together. Like sometimes she carries you, sometimes you carry her. We carry each other. That's how we get up. You know, the
The
crack
Bible
barrel.
just says a man's never supposed to be alone by himself, and
That's
a
why
woman's never supposed to be alone by themselves.
It just don't seem right.
Yeah.
But like, you always need somebody there to take care of.
It's a balance.
But I feel like that's what's gonna help. You don't wanna be with someone below you, even though sometimes they do have potential to become up, but if they don't reach that potential, they're only gonna drag you down.
Yeah.
You don't want someone too much on top of you, because then they're gonna do whatever they wanna do.
They're gonna overpower
and it's
you.
gonna be harder for you.
Exactly.
It's better if y'all be somewhere in the middle and y'all build together.
Yeah.
Like the other day, I was talking to my cousin and he was like, oh, so when y'all gonna have another kid? I'm like, yo, we both in school. Like, she's about to graduate hopefully in July and I'm gonna graduate hopefully in December. And so then, you know, the money goes up again. You understand what I'm saying? Then maybe we could move around. You know, now we got more space and, you know, like.
Yeah, a kid is like.
Yeah, so it's like.
That's another
It's like
person.
$32,000 a year.
Yeah. It's like we're comfortable, but at the same time, you don't want to add more stress to it, you know?
Exactly. Because you already got stress that you got to deal with, and you know,
You gotta
as
build.
time goes on in the future, you're going to have more stress to deal with. Plus, on top of that, you also got to have backup for the future, because you never know what the future's going to bring.
Exactly.
It's like seasons, you know. The
Like,
wear and tear.
don't let all the money that comes thinking, alright, I'm good.
Yeah.
Nah. You don't know what's there.
Gotta have your reserve.
That's why I said that there's high net worth people and there's high income people. There's a difference. High net worth people is people that got money stashed away.
Mhm.
High income people is people that get a lot of money, but they spending it as soon as they get it.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I got 100,000 stashed, and I'm still making 100,000 a year, so I'm
Yeah.
high net worth. But a high income is I'm making 100,000 a year, but I'm living
Spending
off
like
of
90.
95,000.
Yeah.
You understand? It's like I can't really build wealth.
You really can.
And that's one of the reasons why I moved out of a certain neighborhood and went to a cheaper neighborhood. Like, you know, it's like, yeah, we had a
Make
high
it
income
easier,
and we
so.
could afford it, but at the
Right.
same time, it's like
You can put the rest of that money
into buying that house, you know?
You can
Facts.
save it, go on the trip,
Yeah.
invest, make donations, whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah. Shoot.
So that's how you gotta look at life, bro. Like sometimes you gotta stack. It's like I told my wife one time, like, yo, like sometimes in order to like really get to where you gotta go, you gotta struggle and you gotta grind. Like,
That's
I'm not
actually
used to-
why I like New York, man. I was thinking about moving to Miami or Florida in the sense
Yeah.
of, and they're so peaceful out there.
Yeah.
They got a calm vibe, you know, they got good weather, but then like the struggle kind of makes you though. Like the struggle builds character.
Yeah.
You know?
I love the fact that I go about the struggle.
in New York, it makes you strong, you know.
Being cheap is one of the best things you can do.
All the wealthy people.
You might push a lot of people away, but those are the people that, like, it's a good thing you pushing them away because that's less drama you gotta deal with. You know, all right. I'm sure I can separate the reals from the fakes. You're only here because I got this amount of money. And you're here because you're actually here for me.
Yeah, you're not worried about my finances.
Yeah, you're not here for me because like, oh yeah, I got 1 million followers. Or yeah, I got.
Not here for clout.
Telling me, oh, I love you, baby.
Yeah. But it's something called resilience, and I wrote my last final paper about resilience. It's the ability to overcome a difficult obstacle and not only overcome it, but to do better afterwards. And in the video, they showed an example of a kid that grew up in a house. He grew up without his dad. He was growing up with his mom and his stepfather. And then he was 17 and his girlfriend got pregnant. His sister was 15 and she got pregnant. And then they was all in one house. And then he was finding out what the step pops and everything was going on. He dropped out of school. He was hanging out with gangs. He was doing bad in his life. And then they thought that he was going to end up to be a loser. He ended up moving to Ohio, and then he ended up picking up a trade, I think as a welder, and then he got a job with benefits, and he was able to take care of his family. Yeah. And it was like, that's what resilience is. It's like, we've all been through situations, all of us here, and the fact that we could share it, it's like today I was hanging out with my little cousin, and I'm like, yo, what you doing? Homework? He was like, yeah. And then I said, and then he was doing biology on the computer now. It's like some app, and you could do biology homework on. It's like.
How old is he?
He's like 17, but he's in college because he got skipped a few times, I think. Okay. So like he was doing biology.
He's in head.
Yeah, he was doing biology lab on his computer, and he was looking for the cell membrane. I'm like, yo, it's right there. All you got to do is zoom in a little bit more, you can find it. I said, yo. I had to take biology over 5 times before I passed, and his parents started to laugh. I said, yeah, I can laugh because now I'm about to get my master's. I failed biology 5. I took me 5 times to pass biology in undergrad to get my associates. Yeah. And if I would have quit, I would have never reached to where I'm at now. Right. And I'm like, I got an F one time, I got a withdrawal one time, I got a D one time, and then I got a C. So it took me 4 times to like get that C. Yeah. Just to have to take biology 2 to get my bachelor's degree.
Go back into that again.
Yeah, and then I'm like, yo, like this might seem hard for you now, but it's just a small step. Like I hope you got the message, because I'm like,
I think they can always go through their own struggles, but like you are doing the right thing by putting that message out, like words, spells. Yeah, like, hopefully it stays in his head.
Yeah, it's like. Now I have to tell my son like this today because this little dude, man, he be getting in trouble in school. And then I was on Instagram and a quote by Nelson Mandela came up. And this same picture I got up here, I got in the house, and I said, do you want to see who Nelson Mandela is? And I said, that's him. I said, that's... And then he was like, oh, he's black like me, so Black Lives Matter, because he got a picture on his wall, a painting that says Black Lives Matter. Because one of my boys, shout out to Biggie Donut, he an artist, so he painted a picture, and I supported our boy's art, and I put it in his room, and it says Black Lives Matter. It's like a guy holding a newspaper that says Black Lives Matter. He was like, well, what does that mean? I said, you're black, so your life matter, you're special, you're going to be someone in life. So when I showed him Nelson Mandela, he's like, oh, he's black like me, so his life matter, right? I said, yeah. And next to him is Barack Obama. He's like, oh, I heard that name before. I said, yeah, he should be a president. He's black like you, and he was president of this country. And I said, and next to him is Martin Luther King Jr. And then he started to laugh, and that guy has a long name. I said, yeah, but he did great things. And next to him is Malcolm X. And I said, Malcolm X didn't take no garbage from nobody. And he's like, are all those guys alive? I said, no, they're all dead. Only one of them is still alive. But they were all alive at one point. I said, right now, you in the first grade, which means you at the first level of life. Yeah. One day you're gonna go all the way to the top, but right now you're on the first level. Don't mess up this first level because there's a lot more levels to come. So if you mess up on that one level, you're never gonna make it to the next level. I said, you see that small trophy you got when you graduated kindergarten? That's just your first trophy.
Yeah.
One day you're gonna get a big trophy like this. I pointed to mine. I said, but you gotta get all those little small trophies before you get to a big trophy. He's like, oh, but I got one small trophy. I said, you only got one. You got a whole lot more to go. And I said, after first grade, second grade, third grade, and I said, it goes all the way up to 12. He said, there's that much grades? I said, yes. And even after that, there's college. After college, there's more college. And I said, so if you saying that you done after one trophy, you not done. You just started. I said, don't play with games and don't waste time. He looked at me like, I said, don't waste time. Stop playing games.
That's one of the hardest lessons to teach them, though, about time.
They're not ready for that one.
They're not ready for time yet.
But I think he understood it because it was in front of him, like the pictures, and he was like, wow, like.
I think he understood the pictures,
yeah.
about being black.
And I think he understood the trophy thing, too. It's because when I brought the trophy home, I said, look, there's my trophy. He was like, wow, how'd you get that? I said, by doing good things and helping people. He said, oh, I got a trophy too, look. Because he gave him a trophy when he graduated kindergarten.
He could say that.
Yeah, he was like, let's trade. And I said, this one's kind of heavy. And then I was like, yeah. He was like, whoa, it is heavy. I said, yeah, I told you. He said, wow, one day I want a big trophy like this. I said, so stop playing games. Like, you got to stop playing games.
Get serious, but they teaching them jokes, you know.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I feel like they're really making them like, you know, less passionate about stuff. They're just, you know, just going through life, chilling, joking, and everything. They don't really got. I guess they're young.
But even us as adults, we gotta start taking things more serious too.
Yeah, we do.
Because they watching us.
That's also
Exactly.
true.
A lot of the kids, like I learned this through school, through my studies, and a lot of things I've learned through my studies. Like, we're basically defined by nature and nurture. The way we're nurtured by our parents in the home, it helps to develop us. That's why when our moms insult us, they're like, you just like your pops.
Yeah.
But you a lot like her too. It's like both of them put together. But then you're also raised by the environment, nature, like the way outside.
In fact, I think nature hits you more than your DNA.
And we're being raised in this concrete jungle, like literally.
Yeah.
It's like when my cousin came from Turks and Caicos, that's like an actual tropical jungle. And when he's like, yo, this really is the concrete jungle, like there's cement everywhere. It's like y'all just poured cement on everything. And I'm like, yeah, and it made us colder, like literally. The weather's colder, our hearts is colder.
It made us less connected
to
nature and people.
And that's why I think you trying to plant these little trees every single time.
Yeah, they're trying to do that a lot more now, especially in those gentrified areas. They're trying to put more trees in, more.
They should have been did that, but it's too late.
Yeah, they should have been did that. Like,
way too late.
So closing thoughts, gentlemen.
I feel like going to Prospect Park. Going more than the trees.
You say you want to go.
Let's raise our kings and queens, man. Let's raise the game. I actually wanted to say this, but I'll save it for next week. But it was about, you know, how guys are treating women, you know, the dirt bad guys. And it's like, we had our days where we was also, you know, playing with girls' feelings, and, you know, doing our things for our accolades.
Yeah.
But I felt like one thing I always kept true to, and you gotta keep true to, it's like, raise her too. Like, she came to you because you was stunting, you was showing her you got all these things. Give her something. Give her some knowledge. Give her some game. Like,
you attract her with the light, now give her some substance.
Yeah, don't make us out to be liars. Because then when she go to you and she be like, yeah, he was looking nice, but he had nothing to give.
It's like your cup is empty.
Yeah, like, nah, that's not how you be a pimp. That's not how you be a player.
But you gotta look at what their source is, and if you're not connected to a higher power, then your frequency is low.
They're just thinking about themselves. They can only take care of themselves.
Some dudes could barely take care of themselves. Not alone the family and a woman.
Facts. That takes great patience and great strength. That's real manpower. Raising kids and raising a family. That's real manpower. That's king stuff. That's my closing thoughts.
A lot of people these days don't think that's the real manpower.
That's real manpower, man.
Prior to having a family, I had hair, so.
They stressing you up.
But I think you made great strength. You know, you made great strides.
I have. But I always tell people, like, this is just the beginning. Like, I'm still in my beginning. You know?
Like Jeremiah, you know, you got grades, levels.
You gotta understand that. Yeah. That's why every time I reach a grade or I reach a level, I bring it back to the church. Like my last sermon, I used numerology. I know how to turn letters into numbers and numbers into letters and create my own coded language by now. But that's something I learned outside of church, from teachers outside of church. Mm-hmm. But I brought it back and I taught the people, and I put it online to share with the world. So that's however y'all want to use it afterwards.
You did your job. It's going to reach the people it's supposed to reach.
Numerology, a lot of things in life.
Yeah. So that's the show for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it.
We kept it real.
Same time next week. We thank you all for your continued support. You could donate the Real Word on GoFundMe. That's the Real Word on GoFundMe. Or you could donate on our PayPal. That's the Real Word. We're verified on PayPal and on GoFundMe. You can also donate on the website www.therealwordministriesinc.org. That's the therealwordministriesinc.org. The Real Word 7 on Facebook, The Real Word Ministries Inc. on Instagram, and The Real Word TV on YouTube, and The Real Word Podcast on Souncloud, Spotify, and iTunes. This is getting a lot. So, anybody want to close out with this prayer? At this point.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for being with us once again, you know, giving us another day of life. I pray that we continue to do great things, and I pray that the vibes just pass on to the people on the other side of the screen, and even to the people who can't even hear us. You know, I just pray our vibes get out there and we all just decide to do great things and release the gifts that you already gave us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. So we thank you for...
It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real